I don't know, man. Every so often, I think that we're funny and we have a good show.
What was that?
It's the Yes Man. The Yes Man.
Oh my God.
Yes, man, right? I thought it was a good show too.
It's too much.
Hey Brian, ask me a binary question.
Hey, man. Should Bonnie and I go to Dragon Con as David and Lenny?
Yes.
The Yes Man. Are you excited for Nertacular?
Yes.
Yes, man. Should Bonnie and I go as Jaime Lannister and Cersei?
Yes.
Oh man, it's a little bit of mixed
that's
messages on
yeah,
that one.
confusing.
There's multiple days. Like, why do you have to choose?
You know what the outset's gonna be. Oh jeez.
Oh my God.
All right, real quick, let's pick a name of the show so I can go pee.
Okay, I vote yes first so I can go pee.
So let's see. On show about the top thing is I'm assuming that your butt is part of everything. Donkey Kong. There's an Event Horizon.
Event Horizon, I think, could work.
Yeah. Let's see some of the other Flurb Con. 10 minutes of docking followed by 13 minutes of docking.
I should
Followed by
really.
Docking Con, it's an hour of it. I wonder how long that segment went. We had a long episode.
I should
tonight,
really.
guys.
I'm gonna text Vinny Grosser right now. Make sure we're still friends.
Yeah, man. Hey, just ask him. Just a real quick peek at that butthole of his. Like, still lasered?
I feel like the thing that you should do right after a public live stream is say, "Hey, I said this about you. Are we good?"
Hey, the Werewolves of Austin. That's pretty good.
The Edge of Tomorrow was also very good. Pink on the inside.
The Edge of Taint Morrow. Live, die, taint, repeat. I don't know why they add the extra taint. Just put taint somewhere and live, die, repeat.
Instead of die, live, taint, repeat. Yeah. Oh.
The hand vagina, a dream realized.
Ham vagina is pretty good.
Seemed like
Ham
you-
vagina is good, especially because it misleads people.
All
Oh,
right.
although I really like, you seem like you want to save $40. That also is great and doesn't spoil.
Icky Leaks. That's
Oh
clever.
God,
I like
Lannister always lazes his butt.
I like the hand vagina. If we did 3 words, the hand vagina.
I don't know about throwing vagina in the title.
What about pinch the nodule?
I like pinch the nodule.
I like pinch the nodule. That's pretty good.
That's my favorite Aphex
That's on
Twin
the
album.
nose. Yeah.
Let's do pinch the nodule. Let's do that. I'm gonna say let's do that. Pinch the nodule.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to get all these cards together because I want them to look good. We're gonna shoot a little video tomorrow.
More videos. Nice.
Yeah, the Kickstarter video is in process, and one of the things that we realized, well, we didn't realize it. We kind of knew it when we did it. But the more that the video came together, and the video looks amazing, but what it doesn't have is just like people playing the game, and just kind of like showing what you
Oh
want.
God damn! What the fuck?
So,
Not okay.
so we got a Photoshop
Not
here
okay.
of some Cheetos double extra hot flaming
Oh
hot.
God damn it!
Well, Brian,
God damn it!
Brian, listen. There's not one. There's 3 of these. Here's another one. This is the same double extra flaming hot.
Cronenberg's Cheetos.
Cheetos. That's right. And then yeah,
my
the regular
God.
Flamin' Hot. This is all using your little cyst. So
All right. Well, Brian, like we agreed, you're gonna make that your picture on Twitter. So
oh jeez. And then there was a straw poll in the middle of the show. Who had hand surgery and does magic the best? Is it Brian Brushwood, Stephen Strange, or Pol Pot? The results are in. Pol Pot by a 75% margin, followed by Stephen Strange with 3 votes.
God damn it!
And then Brian Brushwood with 1 vote.
God damn it!
I mean, you kept comparing yourself to him. What did you think was going to happen?
Motherfucker.
Oh, Stephen Strange. Yeah.
sometimes the Pol Pot thing is really kind of off-putting to me, and sometimes it's delightful. And today it was delightful. California Carl, Jerry, do you burn yourself in the Patreon video like you did in the last Patreon video? No burning. But I am dressed as I am in all those pictures that are in the thing there. So it is a lot of me doing this kind of voice.
Ooh.
That's right, Meg. Here it's a passion.
We do have a nominee for the next for the next summer movie draft, Alien: Knuckle Monster. That's in pre-production for 2018.
I just texted Vinny Grasso saying, "Hey, so I intended to promote your AGT, and I did, and will continue to do so. But along the way, Justin and I spent an inordinate amount of time."
Oh, you fucking rat fink.
I said Justin and I. I said, but along the way, Justin and I spent an inordinate amount of time speculating on to what extent you had lasered your butthole. I hope we're still friends.
Well,
Is that not accurate? Oh wait, hold on. He's texting back. He's texting back.
Oh God, we got the dots.
We got the dots. We got dots, people.
We got the dots.
We got the dots. We got the power. He says LMFAO.
Oh, good. Justin, you were in some hot water there for 1 second.
I know. I haven't spoke to Vinny in fucking goddamn years.
Here, open up Night Attack show.
It is open.
Oh.
But have him call in more than 1 minute from now. I'm going to go pee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell him to keep that aerodynamic butthole at bay. Because Bryce has got a tinkle.
Oh my God! Right now, he's lasering his tinkles.
Yeah,
he's acting
gonna
like a
laser.
laser. Beep, beep,
What's
beep, 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 beep.
could use laser as a verb?
Oh, Vinny Grasso's about to call in. He says, "Give me 1 second."
Lasered my ass off. You can't get infection in your lasered booty hole. It's a laser booty hole.
Yeah. Vinny Grasso's a genuinely wonderful person, and I'm really glad.
I always thought. I mean, again, I can generally count on my hand the amount of magicians I think are actually funny, and Vinny, and this was even earlier in his career. I mean, I met him when he was still really young, and I could only imagine that his act has continued to grow and evolve. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
Before he was president of the SAM.
yeah, oh, totally, yeah. I remember there was an old video where he called, it was his grandma or his aunt, an old bag, and I thought it was funny. It was an egg bag routine, and he referred. He said, something about an old bag, and I remember him pointing at an old woman, and it's like I thought that was really funny because I find being funny to old people hilarious.
That is awesome. You know what? Here, I'm gonna hit play on Vinny. Can you play Vinny Grasso on Fool Us while we're waiting? Okay. Vinny is about to call us. It looks like.
It is.
I
Really
hope. I hope
hot in here.
it's literally
right?
just
That's weird.
It's brown eye.
I don't think
Let
it
me
is.
take a look.
Vinny Grosso. Fool.
Gros. Actually.
We'll
Yeah.
let
All right.
Google figure
you got
it out.
You got it. You got it.
Google's
You know
got
what's up.
Vrin 10, does the amazing Jonathan still do a show? Yes, indeed he does.
Still,
really?
Still
despite
alive.
defying death.
Holy shit! Why is the upstairs set at 75?
I don't know. I was unsure because in the middle of the show I was like, well, I've had a lot to drink, so
Yeah,
probably that.
No,
but
it's definitely
steamy in
hot.
here. All right,
It's
here we
hot.
go. Penn and Teller Full Vinny Grosso.
Well, it's 10 minutes. You can skip it a doodah.
All right. Oh yeah, we'll skip the package.
There you go.
Most scientific way a magician knows how,
This is our buddy.
with a deck of cards. And a volunteer. Choosing a volunteer, there's an art to it. You need to find someone that has just the right temperament, someone that won't upstage you. I found the perfect person backstage. Please welcome Carrot Top.
Actual Carrot Top.
Wow.
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hello, fellas. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. It was fun.
Carrot Top, can you inspect these? Great,
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, check them out. Make sure there's nothing wrong with it. I can tell that some of you are skeptical. Well, at least 2 of you. So I'm going to eliminate any possibility of me doing something sneaky. Nothing wrong with the cards,
They're
right?
good. They look good.
Okay.
A little out of order, but they're good.
I'd like you to check my ears out. Make sure I'm not hiding any sort of listening device.
Let's see here.
Nothing there?
You look cough real quick. All right. Okay.
We'll get to that.
You look good. You
Okay.
look clean. You look clear.
Great. I could be wearing a wire. You know, some sort of signaling apparatus.
Yes. Should I fill you up?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. They don't seem terribly convinced.
Oh wait. Oh my God. Oh.
Oh.
I had the same thing.
They're not 100% convinced.
Now I need the flashlight again.
And I'm not going there with you. Carrot Top,
Yes.
you're going to have to vouch for them.
Okay.
Oh.
Do I stand here?
Taking
Stay
his
here,
shoes
yes?
off.
Right over here.
Over here. Okay. Don't know
Taking
what
the
I'm
cuffs off. The
doing.
collar.
That's it. Okay. Good. That's it. Ah man.
Oh boy, howdy. They made they got an aerial cam for this moment.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Check that dick.
Someone behind the stage is like, oh no, we can see the dick from here. Okay, well,
Carrot Top,
Yes. No.
do you see anything funny?
yes.
Let me rephrase that. Am I wearing a watch?
No, you're not wearing it. No, I don't believe so. No, I feel like carrot bottom right now, but okay.
Hold on.
Really
Live.
gonna eliminate
Pause
my
this.
sense
Pause
of
this.
sight.
Live on the air, joining us right now is none other than Vinny Grosso himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Vinny Grosso, are you live on the line?
I am.
Vinny Grosso. Hey, we were talking about your butt a lot. I hope that doesn't mind.
I can't hear. I can't hear him.
Okay, we'll fix that. But in the meantime, we're watching your Penn and Teller Full List bit. So give us just a second, Vinny. We're gonna
Sure.
shut up, Vinny. We're watching you, Vinny.
oh, okay. I was putting out other fires. Here we go.
It's
Sorry.
already better. You can't see me. It's already better. We need one more piece of tape.
I need you to take the card.
Oh man.
Crap.
Yeah.
It's okay. I carry a spare.
Oh, am I supposed to get these? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you can use these right over here.
That's great. That's great. Okay.
Can you check those out?
check it out?
Yeah, make sure there's nothing wrong with those either. And I'd also like you to remove one card
Okay.
and look at that card. Show it to the audience. Now, even though my eyes are clearly shut, some people may think I can peek. So never show the face of the card to me, okay? I'll take that as a yes. I've eliminated any possibility of me knowing what your card is, with the exception of my incredible sense of taste. So I'm going to stick my tongue out, and I'd like you to tap the card, just the tip, on my tongue.
Should it go back in its holding spot?
With my acute sense of taste,
Seemed easy.
I can tell that your card is red. Am I right?
Yes.
Of course I am. I get it, though. It could have been a lucky guess. Tap it again.
Okay. Your beautiful tongue, by the way.
A diamond.
Pretty good.
It was either that or hearts.
Yeah, yes.
Tap it one more time, but hold it a second longer.
Now you're getting weird.
Carrot Top, with my acute, superhuman-like sense of taste, I can tell that your card is not just red, not only a diamond, but it is the king of diamonds.
That's pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carrot Top, thank you very much.
All right. God, part of me just wants to corner you and try to figure out how you did it. But a bigger part of me wants to welcome you to the after show. We just finished Night Attack. We may have spent an inordinate amount of time of Night Attack talking about how lasered your body is. I hope I've in no way violated our sense of friendship.
No, not at all. Do you know the author David Sedaris?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Him and I are friends, and I actually started doing the laser thing after like a car ride with him that we were just kind of going back and forth on it. And when he saw the Penn and Teller thing, his email to me, he was like, "That the laser hair removal finally paid off."
So
his email to me.
The game we were playing was like, how many times like in casual conversation you could say like, "Oh yeah, I lasered everything," and then somebody says everything, and then the other person says everything, and then a second time you're like, everything. And then the third time they're like, everything, and then it's like, okay, so your butthole's lasered. I assume.
We were getting like a after show like drink or dinner, right? That
Yeah.
after right?
This was when you were running stage. As a matter of fact, hold on. Wait.
He's gone into the closet. He's turned the light on. He's looking at a thing. He's pulling
Scampering
something.
away. How you doing, Vinny?
There it is. At Archer Live, when you gave me this backstage pass.
Well, you were a mic runner.
Yeah, that's right. I was, and it was the first time that I had ever experienced what they call in Austin cedar fever. So I was completely like choked up, like unable to breathe. But I was just like, crap! I got a microphone, and so I ran around and did it exactly, what I was supposed to. It was great, man.
Yeah, and then I remember like you were like spot on, and then like towards the end you jumped in and with your own question or comment.
Yes. Yes. Sorry about that.
No, it was great. I mean, sometimes the questions that we get from the audience are horrible.
So can you talk before we get to the America's Got Talent stuff? Can you talk? I'm sure you have a sense of what you can and can't talk about your Penn and Teller experience. Like, I got to admit, as a friend of yours, it was a delightful and wonderful surprise when somebody forwarded me your segment, and I can honestly say that I don't know how you did the trick, and I don't expect you to hint even around that, but I would imagine there were some fascinating logistical questions around the nature of your routine that I'm sure you had.
Okay.
By which I mean, like, at what point do you talk to a bunch of producers and say, no, I want my balls to be out. I want to be totally naked.
Oh, Brian, I could spend hours with you right now telling you the stories behind the scenes of what went on and how we came to all of that. And I'll share one thing that didn't air that I think you'll get a kick out of. But the first thing is I did the trick thinking that Jonathan Ross was going to be the host.
Oh, no. So all of a sudden there's it is a significantly different gender dynamic to show your junk. Yeah.
Exactly. And you've done the show, so you know that you do that rehearsal with just the producers in that side hotel room. you know,
Sure.
that side room. It's not a stage or anything. It's almost like a closet, and it's just the producers there watching you do the routine. And so I did it, and there was this AP that she was a young, beautiful girl from the UK, and they had her stand in as Allison. And I did the whole routine there with her, and I swear she's still traumatized by this whole thing.
So you
But it
felt
was-
you felt the oddness, like you had written this thing on rails, and then you get to this moment, you're like, oh, that's a human being who this is not her bag.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like afterwards, you know, the producers were like, I don't think this is gonna work with Allison, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so either. And I was gonna get someone from the audience, and they're like, you know, we want to put Carrot Top in the show this year. Would you be okay with him as a volunteer? And I was like, sure. And he goes, well, we're not sure if the schedule will work or whatever, but just keep that in mind. And then I didn't know that I was actually using him until I showed up the day of taping, walking into the theater, and the producers were with me, and they're like, we got Carrot Top. And then they're like, do you want to get him from the audience? And I was like, no, I had thought about that. The last thing I wanted to do was like randomly go into the audience and find this guy. Oh, you, sir, with the red hair, can you come up here? And what is your name? And
Right.
I just thought it would be way too contrived. So I came up with the way to introduce him from the wings, and the producers loved it, and we went with that. But I think the funny story with this whole thing is you do a camera rehearsal with lighting and stand-ins for Penn and Teller and Allison. And when I was doing that, the producer said, when you leave, turn 90 degrees and walk off stage right. So you're basically giving a butt shot to Allison when you walk off. So I did that in the rehearsal. And then afterwards, the producer comes up to me and is like, yeah, I think that might be too much for her as well. So let's not do that. And not that Allison is a prude or anything. It's
Sure.
just, it was not too much for the show. I don't want to make it sound like, you know, they were.
No,
you know,
yeah. I mean, it's not some weird European butt cheek
Yeah,
review,
exactly.
right?
So I'm like, not a problem. That's how I've always done it, and not a problem. But we didn't rehearse it, and so when we got up there, well, when I got up there, and when Penn first says it, and it's not in the, it wasn't in the broadcast, but he's like, I think the deck that you're using is regular, you know, is a normal deck, and he thought that the blindfold was legitimate. And in my mind, I'm like, man, if he thinks that those two things are legit, I'm busted. So, and I'm standing there naked, and it's, you know, being on TV
You're
and all that.
naked, and it occurs to you, you're naked on national television,
Sure.
and then you have the creeping thought that, oh, also on top of that, my trick is about to be ruined.
Right. So I'm like, oh crap. And I'm not paying attention at all. And I'm like, okay, Penn is going to just come up with some clever way to tell me how he's done it. And I'm not paying attention to it at all. And it felt like an eternity, but it was probably like 15, 20 seconds. And I just threw my hands up and I said, I can't believe I got naked for this. And I start walking off stage. And as I'm going off stage, Allison is looking at me confused because she has an earpiece, and the producers in the truck hear Penn and Teller's conversation. They know that they haven't figured it out. So they tell Allison, get ready, this guy's a fooler. And then she sees me walking off stage, and she's like, so you didn't fool him? I'm like, no, I didn't fool him. And I start walking off, and as soon as I clear like maybe 5 feet out of center stage, I said I didn't rehearse walking off sideways. It's a different dynamic when these lights from the back are hitting the screen than your body and then the other side of the
that's
screen
great.
versus walking across and then going from behind you and just lighting up a screen that they edited on the broadcast to make it look opaque, but it was really translucent. And Penn stands up and he points at me, and I mean, he's a towering, loud guy, and he's like, you're backlit. I can see your dick. I can see your dick. And I was just beyond mortified.
Oh my
of not
God!
fooling them, but then B, I'm just completely flashing this entire audience. And
So
and
even now we're looking at the footage, and what looks like a heavily translucent is almost transparent.
yes, yep, yeah.
Ah,
They edited it in post. Yep.
Amazing.
I'll tell you what. If
I mean,
you would,
that just sounds like an actual nightmare. It sounds like a nightmare that you had. Right?
Oh, it was. And then to top it off, they're like, okay, we need you to come back out here to do some pickups with Carrot Top and just like reshoot a couple things. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to do this. And then Carrot Top leaves. They have him like selecting a card and then the reveal of the card. And then he leaves. And then I'm just standing up there and there's all this commotion, conversation going on. And I have no idea what's going on. And then finally Penn just says, we're just trying to see how long we can keep you up there, which the audience thought was hilarious. I didn't find it humorous at all.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, you literally should have thought about it before you dressed
with
like
Penn
that.
giving you the explanation. And I'm like, I'm a sore loser to begin with. And it's like, I don't know. It took me every fiber in my body to be as dignified as I could that first time around. And now I got to act, do the whole thing. But Penn jumps right in about the screen. There's something signaling on the screen. And can we inspect the screen? And they just charged up.
So
on
this
stage.
is the moment that you realize, oh, wait, maybe I've misjudged the whole situation.
Right. Well, as soon as they're walking up, I'm like, oh my gosh, like the night before, I rehearsed with friends and we went over every possible thing that they could have thought. And I totally forgot about the screen. And I'm like, I have a line for this. I practiced it. And that was the objects behind the screen appear smaller than what they actually are.
Or smaller than they appear. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, I mean, I'm genuinely surprised and shocked when he's like, you fooled us. And I found out afterwards that the conversation in the truck was, guys, explain again how you think the trick was done. And they're like, oh, it's in the screen. There's some sort of signaling device. And then they said, well, that's not how it's done, but we have footage of him walking off, so it could be a non-fooler. And Penn and Teller said, no, if he fooled us, let's redo it and get it right. And that's really
wow, that's great.
Phenomenal. Yeah. And so exactly what I would expect from those boys. That's totally amazing.
Yeah.
Hot damn. Okay, so you are about to experience going through the AGT grinder. What can you and can you not talk about?
You know what? I really don't know what I am allowed to say, other than
you are allowed to say that you were on America's Got Talent, and it's
I was
tomorrow.
on America's Got Talent, and it's the West Coast thing. I'll be on in like maybe 15 minutes, and I got 4.
Oh shoot! Wait, it just happened. Can you describe to us what we've missed already?
Well, it's the same routine, but I use Howie Mandel. And I actually, what's your audience here as far as the makeup of magicians versus non-magicians? And
they're pretty savvy. Most of them, like right now we're looking at 150 people live and whoever watch after the fact, but give or take, you could speak in code and those who know will know.
Okay, well, let's just say I would have not fooled Penn and Teller with my AGT performance. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Even though it's the same routine. But I kind of did that. No one's on YouTube figured it out. I mean, all the guesses have been incorrect.
I got to be honest. I was telling Justin beforehand, and of course we're two people who know a thing or two about magic. But I confess that I was totally fooled by your Penn and Teller performance.
Cool. I've done a lecture for magicians, and I explain the genesis of the routine because it started out as a very serious kind of thing, and it evolved, and the whole stripping thing was for Penn and Teller because they had done that. That was a routine that.
Which, by the way, I thought was brilliant because it didn't come off so much as it came off very much as a nod and an homage to something they had done, to territory they had explored before.
I'm glad you saw that because that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it, and I got a call from AGT as soon as that episode aired, and I said no, I'm not going to do it because this was developed for Penn and Teller for the format of Fool Us and as a tribute to those two folks. And AGT, I'm like, you're just gonna want it as this salacious piece, and that's not what it's about. And I mean, if you want to do a salacious piece, get like a model, and I'll teach them how to do the trick.
Sure.
Like, so
I could be the architect of
Yeah,
if you're gonna
yeah.
chump somebody, just pay somebody to be the chump. Yeah.
Right. And we went back and forth on it, and I agreed to do it if I could do this piece second. Like if I could audition with something else, and then if I got through, I would do this piece, because I wanted to establish myself as a legitimate magician first. And they didn't like anything that I proposed for my first piece, which is I don't know if they didn't like the stuff, or they just wanted to make sure I got on with that
They
piece.
want your dick. They want to get your dick on TV. It's a money-making dick.
By the way, I don't think I'm talking out of school. I am somebody who went on America's Got Talent and was an abject failure and showed up as an abject failure on the show. But I am familiar with the process of reality television. Justin, of course, the Dirks rule exists for a reason. We have friends of the show who are very familiar with the process of television reality production. And I've gotten a number of phone calls from America's Got Talent to come back and do something. And it's a weird dance because it's challenging to know how serious somebody is when they, I will say this, the last time I had a call with somebody from America's Got Talent, I was left utterly convinced that this person was serious, that they wanted to represent magic in a good light. And having said that, schedules didn't work out, but no, like
I'll tell you, I know for a fact, having talked to some of the executive producers, that they care about magic, and they look at magic as that is the only understood art form that they could make their own star from, in the way that they look at magic as like, well, it's more mainstream than fucking ventriloquism, and we got our biggest star out of that.
Yeah.
So like there's no reason why, especially a show that has such a Vegas kind of presence, because they draw so many of their people from there, that you can't say, they want a magician to succeed, and some of the people that are highest up there are protective of it, and they don't just I think they've also learned in all the years that they've done it that if you just fuck a magician outright on the show, then you're just not going to have people. The good people won't buy as much.
It's funny. When I was on my way out to LA to shoot the audition, like a day before, I called up, and he was on Fool Us this past season as well, Fielding West. Who's
dude! By the way, Fielding West. When I was, I want to say 23 years old, I saw a television appearance from Fielding West, and I was utterly blown away. It was his Tiger production bit, aka a costume change. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I fell in love with this stuff at exactly that moment.
Yeah. He's great, and he's just so funny, and he teaches classes out here in Vegas as well. So I called him up, and I wanted some help with like how to respond with the judges, like what here are maybe some things that they would say, and I wanted to have some witty comments ready to go with it, and I couldn't say anything to Fielding, and he was just going off on, because he had a bad experience with AGT, and I sent him my Fool Us routine. I'm like, that's what I'm going to be doing. And he comes back. He's like, I'm literally in the car on the way to the taping, and he's like, just don't do it. You can't do it. It's good. All they like telling me how horrible it's gonna be and all this other stuff. I'm like, Fielding, that's not what I want to hear right now. I want to hear a joke.
So you realized you and I had the inverse experience. Like, I went on AGT and did not realize that I made the mistake of believing the show as it was presented, which is you do your act and your act stands on its own. And then very quickly I realized, oh, wait, no. Half of the act is what you say when the judges start talking to you. And then I watched, Piff the Magic Dragon and all this stuff, and I realized, oh, wait, Piff prepared for the after interview. That's why it was so brilliant when he busted out a banana and very bored-like opened it and then handed it to Jonathan Ross and all that stuff. And it was like, I have to plan that stuff. Which is why when I did Penn and Teller, you'll notice there's the bit, and then there's me clearly having planned out a routine to do when somebody asks, for clarification on the bill, right? And so you had the similar situation, or the reverse, which is that you did Penn and Teller first, but then you knew the game going into America's Got Talent.
And that's what makes your routine memorable or not. It's that interaction stuff,
right?
So
it also makes you stand apart, because there's a million people doing a million different things, and at a certain point as a viewer, it's sensory overload of like, well, here's the one whose dog spins the plates, and here's the little girl who turns into a butterfly. But like, what matters?
Two very memorable bits from America's Got Talent. I remember both of those.
Famous fucking bits that everybody can memorize. But like, what matters is the people. What matters is like, oh, I connect with this person. It reminds me of somebody. It reminds me of me or somebody I knew or something like that. And when you have that human interaction, that's what kind of cements it. And that also just gives the cutaway opportunities for whatever the host is from the wings, like,
Hey, Justin, is it too early for us to declare Vinny Grasso as our official Night Attack candidate of America's Got Talent season, whatever the hell this is?
Listen, man, I think that without a doubt that season, whatever it is really going to face the wrath of Vinny Grasso. You're going to cut them all down and hang them all up. I believe that the Night Attack America's Got Talent official pick this year is Vinny Grasso.
Vinny.
I appreciate that.
Vinny Grasso, what's the best way for us to support you?
If you get some likes and shares and views of the YouTube videos, that's because these rounds, they're
so wait,
the live rounds are America votes at that point, but in these rounds.
By the way, you won't say it, but I'll say it because I'm not on this season. I'm going to use air quotes around America votes, by which I'm going to guess that means who has a lot of viral traction and is making a lot of noise. Holy shit, this is you on America's Got Talent. Can we watch it right now?
Yeah, the YouTube link is out on America's Got Talent.
There.
Thing. On my
right here.
Twitter.
All right. Here, let's take a little look-see.
Very much.
By the way, hold on, pause it real quick.
What I'm about to show you is
Vinny,
not
you know
so
I
much-
love you with all my heart, but the classier you look, the more hilarious it is to me. Because you are somebody who's cool as shit and down to earth as hell. So the more erudite you appear, the more earthy I think of you.
I appreciate that. I got a great story for you after this then.
Okay, good.
It is a demonstration in skill. I have an incredible, almost mutant-like sense of taste. And I'll prove it in the most scientific way a magician knows how, with a deck of cards. And a volunteer. Howie, would you mind helping me out?
Me?
Yeah.
Better set up than Carrot Top because Howie Mandel is such a famous germaphobe.
Yeah, and I didn't want to use him because of that, and the producers convinced me that he's a better choice. So.
Well, because he plays it up so much on
They
are
all different.
What I'd like you to do is just touch a card, any one that you'd like, but don't look at it. Just touch. Okay, take that card out. Again, don't look at it and don't even show anyone. Like,
all right.
Hide it somewhere.
Okay.
You can put it in a pocket or something.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like you to use this flashlight and check my ears out. Make sure there's no listening devices hidden in my ear.
Was this inspired by the movie with John Malkovich?
You know,
That moment?
I could be wearing a
No. This is all based on Fool Us, on eliminating possibilities of how I could be doing the trick.
Sure.
They don't seem terribly convinced.
What is going on right now? Howie?
If people are just tuning in now, it's not what it looks like.
Howie, I'm gonna need
By
you
the
to
way, wait,
vouch
hold on,
for
pause
the
it.
rest of the-
You can just tell the difference in presentation between Fool Us and AGT, where Fool Us is like, whoa, what kind of weird, cool thing is happening? And as soon as it goes on AGT, it's like,
Right, right. Well,
and he's on the stage. Look at him. He's got a
Well, and
dick.
plus also like Penn and Teller are like, hey man, that's really avant-garde. Whereas America's Got Talent is like, oh my God, that's not how we do it at the pool hall.
I can't tell you how much more difficult the AGT performance was than Fool Us, because like Carrot Top was a great volunteer. He would do his joke and then he'd back off and let me get back on and do my routine. And they're trying to present you, as best as they possibly can. AGT is there, the judges are as
So,
much,
well,
if not more, of the show than the
Sure.
talent is. So it's about Howie Mandel up there, and
Well, and
I mean, they edited it really nice for me. But there were
Structurally-
times when I got off track because where Howie took the comedy, I wasn't prepared for that turn.
If I can speculate wildly, I'm going to say that Penn and Teller begin the whole routine knowing that the star of the show is whoever's on stage. Whereas America's Got Talent, they don't know until the votes come in who the star is. Is the star us mocking them? Is the star the act itself or whatever? So it wouldn't surprise me at all for Howie Mandel to be interjecting so that, it's Schrodinger's act where it's at a superposition of whether it's going to be a winner or
they
loser.
just see me. They haven't seen me do anything yet except take my clothes off. So in Howie's mind, he doesn't know. Okay, this is going to be a terrible act, or this is and I got to carry it somehow, or this is actually going to be legitimate.
Yeah, sure.
To the screen.
Okay.
And of course, all this music, I'm assuming, is left after the fact.
Yeah, it's all put. Yeah. I feel like at a ball game listening to it. Like a minor league ball game.
Hold on, back that up. All right, so they took right there.
Tyra is
Who is that? That
That's
replaced
Tyra,
Nick?
right there. All right, so they took that cue from Penn and Teller's Fool Us, putting the logo over your naughty bits, right?
Right. Well, it's just that angle. But I mean, Tyra, that was all on her own. Like she came out and did that, and it was much longer, or at least it felt much longer.
No. As somebody who's been on that stage, it is a fucking eternity, both in literal and figurative terms.
Yeah.
He is really naked.
This is so uncomfortable.
Am I wearing a wire?
No.
Okay.
No. I can't unsee that.
Howie, finally, I'm going to eliminate my sense of sight by taping my eyes shut. So I'm going to
Which,
stick
by
my
the way,
tongue
I think I reached out to you and told you that I think that the taping the eyes shut, as far as both of us know, that's completely your idea.
No, not at all. There's a story behind that as well that I don't want to go too long into, but I was at Fechter's, and which is a magic conference for close-up, and I was getting ready to do this trick, and a friend of mine saw me at like the grocery market, Andy Dallas, a magician out of Champaign, Illinois, and he's like, "Oh, so you don't need to see, like you can do this completely blindfolded?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he goes, "Let me get you your blindfold." And we walked over to the office supply, and he's like, "This clear tape is, your eyes are your eyelids are the weakest muscle in your body. You put clear tape on and you can't open them." And he just said it so convincingly, I believed him. But your eyelids are not the weakest muscle in your body. You can totally say that in performance, and people will buy it. But that's where I got that blindfold. It was from Andy Dallas.
I mean,
and I'm not even sure it was his, but
I certainly
it was
believed
cool.
it. I had definitely never seen that before your performance, which I mean, I was like everybody else. I was like, well, it must be true.
But the idea that it's clear Scotch tape. I've seen like other heavy duty tape in like mentalism acts and stuff, but that's always like very like theatrical and very like serious. This is, I think, like transparent Scotch tape is the appropriate level that is proof positive and yet still in the theme for a man naked.
And you can see that my eyes are shut. Like people have said on Fool Us, oh, he's peeking. I can see his eyes flittering. That's just freaking nerves. I mean, I'm twitching like crazy.
Yeah.
But my eyes are shut.
Stick literally anything on your eyes, and you'll be in the same place.
Yeah.
I'd like you to tap the card on my tongue. Why me?
This had to be like 20 minutes in real life, right?
Howie,
Oh yeah, I mean there were gags that they cut out. I mean I had a rubber glove. I had a whole different setup. I licked the card a couple times. I put the card in a rubber glove for him, and yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Incredible, superhuman-like sense of taste. I can tell that your card is not just red. It's not only a heart, but it's the 3 of hearts. Show everybody your card. Show it to them. Yes, the 3 of hearts.
That's good.
Hey YouTube, thanks for.
All right, real quick, and I apologize that there are some people watching as I ask this. America's Got Talent is a weird beast in that you kind of have a bit of game theory where it's like, I know what'll get attention early on, I know what will work later on, and I know in my case, looking at the agreement, I had a set amount that was as far as I wanted to go the moment I got on stage. So here's the bargain I want to make with you.
Yeah.
Tell us how hard and for how long you want us to vote for you, and we will do exactly that.
I want to go as far as I can. I mean, I in the beginning when I didn't want to do it because I thought they just wanted it as a salacious piece and all this other stuff. I didn't want to do it at all. But when I decided to do it, I'm doing it. And the reason why I think I mentioned earlier that I wanted to do this second as opposed to first, so I can establish myself as a serious magician. But then talking with friends and also some of the producers, it was clear I needed to do this first because acts that do well start off with a bang.
Yep.
And I needed to do that. So, the more this video gets views and the more people share it and have positive comments, the better off I will be in the long run.
So step one.
And listen, let me say this. As I've known a bunch of magicians that have gone on, and it's like, even if they started off as like, yeah, you want to know what? I'll do my best shit first, and I can think of what I'll do second, and then they go second and they do well. There's a lot of phone calls to try to get fucking props and routines and a lot of like last minute shit because once you have a taste of national television, like what are you gonna do? Fucking bag it and eat shit on purpose? Like,
but I also think one of the biggest mistakes magicians make on this show is as they go deeper and the AGT wants to add production value to their act, they go beyond their means as a performer. And I have a lot. I'm fortunate to be friends with a lot of brilliant people in this community, magic community.
Which, by the way, I hope this isn't pulling back the community too, or the curtain too hard when I say to everybody listening right now, like, the magician community is small enough that pretty much all of us can call each other and do whenever a opportunity arises, and it's like, hey man, here's where I'm at. Here's what might be possible. Would you like to help me? And of course, the answer almost always is yes.
And in fact, the controversies inside the magic community are when people don't call. That's usually when people start getting upset is when you are not calling people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was working with 3 people that are either currently or have been on the payroll of the 3 wealthiest magicians in town. Like, so these are legitimate, great people. But one of the things is that, with everything that I have planned, I can add production value, but stay within the realm of who I am.
Sure.
And not try to be, I'm not going to be a close-up magician that then thinks that they can do illusions, or vice versa, or I'm not the greatest magician from a skill standpoint, like pure sleight of hand and skill. And I think for me, it's got to be my relationship with whoever I have on stage or with the judges. And I think that is where I can separate myself, if I can at all.
They don't want it. I mean, they don't want fucking, a pure sleight of hand on stage. They want something that plays.
They do insofar as like that person is able to connect with everyone. But the big question for a show like this is, do you have an idea that works on a small scale that can scale up to a big scale? And the example I think of is our friend Eric Diddleman, did a very simple mentalism act, but he realized, oh wait, we have Howie Mandel in the audience. We can do a version of Deal or No Deal. It takes nothing more on my end. We scale it up to be real big. Likewise, man, I would love it if you had ideas. I say if. I mean, I know you do, but I hope it works out that your ideas scale big for America's Got Talent.
I have this one that I really hope I can go far enough to do that. I don't want to say anything about it, but I'll message you private, or Brian, if I see you in Austin when I'm out at the end of July, I'll tell you about it.
Okay. All right. By the way, Scam School. If you have anything you want to do on Scam School, come on out, be on Scam School, or let me do something for you on Scam School.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that would be great. Can I tell you just the one quick story that I know you're going to love with Fool Us? So I have I wear the tux that you were talking about, like the tuxedo thing. I mean, the whole routine is kind of, I don't want to say it's an FU to magicians, but it's really like, come on, magicians, let's not be cheesy and let's not be stupid about, like, if I have this amazing talent, why would I be licking a deck of cards? It's these people that say, I can read your mind, but here, first choose a card. Well, if you can read your mind, you don't need decks of cards to do that. So every little bit of this was like making fun of that kind of unimaginative magician with their routining, which I thought Penn and Teller would enjoy. That's very much what they would enjoy. But when I walked out on stage, I wasn't nervous. I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified.
So you felt like you were at Showtime of the Apollo, and you walked out in a KKK costume. Like you're like, oh, this was a mismatch.
Not that I've done that, but I would imagine it was the same.
As one would imagine,
Right. But and I'm it was visible physically that I was trembling and all of that. And neither Penn nor Teller knew me at all. And I look out into the audience and I see Teller. This is the second to last day of taping. They're doing, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 shows a day. They're tired. They say that they love everyone that's on the show, but I think there are plenty of acts where they're like, oh my God, I have to sit through that. I really feel that way. They would never say that. I know that. But and then Teller sees me, this guy dressed up as in a tuxedo. I represent everything that they don't like about magic. And they don't know what's about to happen, but they just see me like that. And I'm trembling. And I look up at Teller and he smiles at me and he gives me a thumbs up. And it just took the edge off completely. It was like, it was the greatest thing anyone's ever done to me, done for me in any show. And then because you walk out just a little bit, when Allison announces you, you're just taking a few steps forward. So there's like that 30 seconds or so that you're out there, that they see you and they're getting ready to tape. And that's when that happened. When I performed in their show for Fooling Them, afterwards, Teller's like, do you have a moment to chat? And I had 30 relatives come out to see it, and they're all waiting for me at a lounge. And I'm like, yeah, I got all the time in the world. And
Yeah, sure, right?
and we talked for over 3 hours, and it was amazing. It was just so great. I mean, I had texts coming from, where are you? We're here. We're leaving.
None of that matters, man. You don't exist. I'm in the presence of greatness here.
Right. And I tell Teller the story. I was like, not to blow smoke up your butt, but you are responsible for like the awesome, just best moment in my performing life. And I go through the story, and Teller goes to me. He goes, "Oh, that was just Johnny Thompson telling me in my ear, you're gonna like this act, so I gave you a thumbs up."
That's great.
I totally believe all of that.
And I was like, I still love this story.
I think that's one of the most extraordinary things about Penn and Teller's Fool Us is how, in a world where almost everybody who sets foot on that stage has experienced the fakeness of other programs, how authentic it is and how hard they work to preserve, like, Johnny Thompson, Mike Close, Matt Donnelly, all the behind-the-scenes producers, writers. They understand that the one thing that you cannot manufacture is authentic reactions. And so they actually go to the effort to preserve that for the show. And it really shows, man. Like, I absolutely adore that, and keep in mind, this is coming from a guy who was booed off the stage at America's Got Talent and was welcomed with open arms on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. But I will say that they managed to hit the same note, but in a way that just really elevates the art.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I love the folks. So this year, Teller actually had me direct one of their pieces. One of Penn and Teller's pieces that's coming out the next season, and it's exciting. It's a classic that they've done before, but we had other people do it, and it was just I mean that's like the honor of a lifetime to have Teller say, I want you to direct this thing for us and develop the magic, and then you're working with him on a couple occasions with it. It was really cool.
Dude, that's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I couldn't get a director's credit because I'm not a member of the guild. And there's the director of the overall TV show. And I was just directing that one piece. But I really contemplated paying like the $3,500 to get the credit. But then I'm like, that's so stupid. So I think I'm listed as an artistic consultant this year.
We know that you directed it. In the meantime, no, seriously, when you say you got lasered all over.
Oh, we're going full circle now. All right.
Yeah, all over.
I don't know if this is like Pride Month, and I don't want it to seem like it's inflammatory at all.
That's the best way to start it. That's the best way to start a story. Well, it is Pride Month, so.
So yeah, it's gone, but they wanted to, like the laser lady was like, oh, you should do your armpits as well, and I was like, I need one thing to remind myself I'm heterosexual. So I kept my armpit hair.
Judge's ruling. Bryce, are we cool?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, good. All right. Vinny Grosso, everybody, please share his appearance on America's Got Talent with all of your friends. And, of course, when he moves on to the next round, let's make him our preferred candidate of choice.
There we go. Vinny Grosso, everybody. Thank you so much for calling in, Vinny.
Thank you, guys. This was great.
Vinny, you're the best. We love you, buddy.
And see you soon, Brian.
All right, take care.
All right, everybody, no, for real, go share that video. It doesn't take much. Just throw it up on your Twitter, throw it up on your Facebook, comment on it. In fact, comment. Don't even share it. Comment, because that's what they're going to look at.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. In fact,
shut the fuck up.
In fact,
Just
you
put
shut
a good
your
comment.
fucking mouth, for Christ's sake.
Man, I'll tell you what, it's been a hell of a rock block of content here tonight.
This was a really good episode, Justin. Like we always immediately forget how everything goes, but this is like, as I was driving home, I was like, man, I just want to have a killer episode this week. And goddamned if we didn't have exactly
I think
that.
I think it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
We should call
Sorry,
it. I have a
were you-
thing
hey,
I need
Bryce?
to record with you.
All right, bye. Bye. Fuck you. We never loved you.
Well,
This show's a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit.
You. I
You're
love
garbage.
you.
You're human garbage, and we always hated you.
You.
We were waiting to finally tell you. You fucking suck, you fuckers. You fucking suck fucks. Fuck you. It's Pride Month.
Yes, it is.
He's your president too. Fuck you.
Yes.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yes.